press conference. We'll begin with for Barça TV. How do you feel, and how's the dressing room attitude ahead of this match against Napoli, especially in the Camp Nou? Well, he says it's a very important match for us. We're not in the Champions League, which is why we'd like to be, but there's a lot of value in the Europa League, and we're very keen to compete and win.
Què tal, Pedri? Ramon Salmorri de Catalunya Ràdio, en directe a Catalunya Informació. Yo te quería preguntar por la...
I wanted to ask you...
Ahora tu actual entrenador es una persona que ha ocupado muchos años esta posición en el Barça.
You play in the centre, in a position very similar to where Xavi played. How do you see the differences between Xavi's football and Koeman?
Bueno, creo que los dos entrenadores me están aportando mucho.
Well, both coaches gave me a lot. Koeman especially bet a lot on me when I first came here at the start, which is very important for a player. And Xavi played in my position, and he played a lot of football like I do. And just like me, Gavi, Nico, and everyone on the pitch, he's helping us a lot.
Hola Pedri, Marta Ramón de RACU. Estuviste mucho tiempo fuera, has vuelto.
You were out for quite a long time. You come back very strong. You're key to Xavi's team. Did you expect to come back as strong as you have? And do you feel better than you thought you would? After an injury, you don't know how you're going to return. But I've had the confidence to work well and work towards coming back in the best way possible. And so I'm very happy for the confidence everyone's shown in me, and I hope to make a difference on the pitch.
En directo para el Que T'hi Jugues de Ser Catalunya. Hoy es un día en el que se habla mucho de Kylian Mbappé.
Today is a day that everyone's talking about a lot about Kylian Mbappé for the match he played yesterday against Real Madrid. If you had to choose between Mbappé and Haaland, who would you choose? Well, he says, I just stay focused on the match tomorrow against Napoli. This is something that I don't get to choose, and so I'd rather focus on tomorrow's match.
En 2 años prácticamente, pues tu progresión ha sido brutal hasta el punto de llegar a la selección.
In practically 2 years, your rise has been nothing short of incredible, playing both in Barça and in the Spanish national side. Where do you think your limits are? Well, to arrive at a limit, I'm not very much of putting limits on myself, but I need to learn a lot from the veterans like Busi on the pitch. And I've learned a lot from them. I don't want to put limits on myself. I want to go out and enjoy every day and keep working hard to improve like I have to.
Hola Pedri, ¿qué tal? Elena Condis de la cadena COPE. Ha llegado en este mercado de invierno Ferran, que es buen amigo tuyo.
Ferran arrived
¿Cómo le ves a él anímicamente?
during this transfer window. He's a good friend of yours, but it is finding it a bit difficult to get started. How do you see him? Well, with Ferran, I've got a very good friendship, both on and off the pitch, and I think he's doing really well. I think he brings a lot to the team, especially in front of the goal, and I hope that he scores a lot more. And I'm very happy that he's here because I got on really well with him, and he understands me well on the pitch.
Hola Pedri, ¿qué tal? Alejandro Segura en directo para Radio Marca. El Barça en los últimos años, en la etapa moderna, está acostumbrado a jugar Liga de Campeones, a luchar por ganar.
Barça are more used to playing in the Champions League and they're prepared for the Champions League. Now you're playing the Europa League. Do you think you're favourites in this competition?
No creo que sea un peso.
No, I don't think there's a weight.
Champions éramos favoritos porque somos el Barça. Creo que
we play in the Champions League.
En la Champions el Barça
but
siempre está.
Barca are always favourites. Barca are always used to winning, and we'll try and do it for the fans.
Un equipo, como estamos diciendo, acostumbrado a la Champions. ¿Cómo se ilusiona a la gente, a la afición?
You're a team that's used to playing in the Champions League. How can we get fans excited about this smaller competition? I think that people need to be excited. We're young players and we're trying to do everything as good as we can. We're Barca and we'll still go out to win. Yeah, we have to play in the Europa League, but we're going to go out and try and win.
Laura.
Ai, perdona'm. Bon dia, Pedri. Laura Brugués, de TV3, en directo para l'Esport Club de Sport 3. Te quería preguntar, ahora has vuelto a jugar en catalán.
She's asking
1-1?
Más o menos.
Vale. Sí? T'ho puc fer en català?
Bueno, inténtalo.
Va, ara has
She
tornat
can
a
try
jugar
asking
després
Catalan, see if he
de
understands.
fa molts dies lesionat.
She says, you're back after
Tornes a jugar al terreny de joc, que tens continuïtat.
a lot of
Faltar un
time out
jugador
injured.
que tenies molt bé la temporada passada, com era Messi, el trobes a faltar?
Are you missing Messi now that you're back?
Pues te aportaba mucho y la verdad...
Well, it's true that
jugando con él, pero
Leo brought a lot to the team and I enjoyed playing alongside him, but now he's not here. The reality is that he's not here, but we've got a good squad. We've got various players on the pitch that understand each other well.
como lo hacía con Leo y la verdad pues...
And I think we can make good relationships like we had with Leo.
Porque para mí es el mejor jugador del mundo, pero...
Yes, I am missing him
toca y a seguir trabajando.
because he's the best player in the world, but we have to work with what we've got and we've got a good squad.
Xavi Hernández del Diario Sport. Esta temporada estamos viendo tu faceta quizá un poco más goleadora, llevas 2 tantos en 4 partidos. ¿Es un propósito que te marcaste para esta nueva temporada?
So we're seeing a goal scoring Pedri.
Desde la temporada
Is that something that Xavi's demanding of you?
pasada siempre pensé que tenía que
Well,
llegar
since last season,
todo el mundo.
I always thought that I had to get to the area much more. All my coaches have said that to me, and that's what I'm working on. Xavi demands that of me as well.
Puede caer y puedes marcar gol
He says you can pick up a rebound and score a goal, so it's something that I want to improve, and
llevo 2 goles en poco tiempo y
the results are 2 goals in a very short time, so I'm going to keep working on it.
Hola Pedri, Edu Polo, Mundo Deportivo. Estos últimos partidos parece que hacéis un partido muy bueno, luego dais un pasito para atrás. ¿Qué le falta al equipo para tener más regularidad?
What do the team need for a bit more regularity?
el otro día en el campo del Español empezamos
The other day against Espanyol, we started again.
pues se nos puso
We got hold of the ball and scored early on, which got us ahead of the match.
para tener el balón y buscar el segundo gol con
But we didn't
oportunidad más clara y
really have any opportunities that were that clear with the ball for the second goal, and that's something we'll try and improve for this match, and something that we need to improve match on match in the future.
Sí, del diario El País. Dices que Xavi ve el fútbol como tú. Yo no sé si te gusta más
So you say that
lo que proponéis ahora.
Xavi sees football like you do.
Que ahora estás intentando llegar más al área. No sé si
Do you like
si hay algo más en lo que te
what he's proposing for you to do, reaching the area? Is there anything else he's asking you to improve?
bueno, yo creo que todas esas cosas pues son las que nos dice el míster que
All these things that the coach tells me.
para saber dónde están los rivales, creo que es una cosa que
Trying to get into the area, try and keep a better view on where the opposition are. I try and take on board all the advice that Xavi gives me. And right up till now, it's been going really well, and I'll keep doing it.
Buenos días, Pedri. Radek Przybysz de Viaplay Polonia. Te quería preguntar de tu opinión del mediocampo del Napoli.
I want to ask you about the Napoli midfielders, especially Pedri. How do you see them?
la verdad que es un medio campo muy bueno, saben
It's a really good midfield. They know what they're playing.
a Fabián de la selección,
Especially, I know Fabian from the Spanish team,
partido en el medio del campo, creo que
and they play really well in the midfield.
pues llevarnos el medio del campo para tener el control del partido y
And we'll try and get a hold of
pues si así nos podemos llevar
the match from the midfield and try and go out for the win.
Buenos días, Pedri. Rafael Riverso, Tutto Sport. En la misma línea, con el calendario tan apretado que hay,
With this packed calendar,
estudiar el
it's not always that easy to study the opposite team, how they play,
donde le pueden hacer daño.
where they could do damage.
En ese sentido, tú has podido tener tiempo para
Have you been able to look at Napoli and their matches and decide what you're most worried about in this match?
la verdad que con el míster y con los scouting
Well, yeah, with the coaches and the scouts,
del otro equipo y
they show us a lot about the other team, how they play.
para prepararlo y la verdad pues
We had time to prepare it, and
que salen bien con Insigne y
all the worries are that things work out with Insigne and
a la contra y
these things, and working hard in the counter-attack.
el balón y
But I think if we can get hold of the ball and control the match,
tenemos que fijarnos mucho más en
we can be Barca, and we have to trust in ourselves.
Hola Pedri, ¿qué tal? Mirko Calemme, Diario AS. Hablaste de Fabián, quería preguntarte si...
You spoke about Fabian. Have you spoken to him? I know you get on well.
si ¿Cómo lo estás viendo en el Napoli? Si es
And
un duelo que un poco te preocupa, ¿no?
how he's doing with Napoli. This match must worry you a little bit in midfield.
de hablar con él.
No, I've not been able to speak to Fabian. I'll speak to him tomorrow on the pitch.
La verdad es un jugador que tiene
He's
un golpeo y
a player that's got a good foot on him and
al Nápoles y
brings a lot to the team.
ojalá no tenga su día mañana.
And, well, I hope that he doesn't come out well tomorrow.
Moltes gràcies, companys. Seguidament, la premsa del tècnic Xavi Hernández. Well, Pedri, they're being asked some very interesting questions indeed. And while we wait for head coach Xavi Hernández to take to the hot seat as well, let's talk a little bit about what Pedri discussed there. Asked about the main threats of Napoli coming from that midfield. Where for you guys are the main threats of the visitors?
If I may, Diego, I'll just finish my point before, because I was cut off mid-sentence with the Pedri press conference, and it came off awkward because I was saying we don't necessarily understand what's going on in the games. Obviously, we do understand what's going on in the games. Well, I was talking about Ferran Torres, but sometimes we don't appreciate some of the things that he does and that don't necessarily jump out. He's dragging defenders. He's coming back to help the team build. He's not necessarily finishing his opportunities at the moment or putting in the back of the goal, but I'm sure that will come. One of the things that Pedri said, in fact, he said he had a great connection with Ferran Torres and that the goals will come. He trusts that Ferran
his
will
off-the-ball movement
exactly.
is superb, for sure.
He talked a little bit about Napoli, being careful with their counterattacks, but especially it was talking about the idea, the way that Barca need to approach this game. They need to improve, Pedri said, in having the ball, knowing how to create opportunities with the ball, just controlling the tempos of the game. They need to improve in that because it's something that escaped from them on Sunday against Espanyol.
Yes, and also, of course, take care about the danger of Napoli in the counter-attack, and also to stop the possible shots from outside the box. Of course, Insigne, one of the specialists. Fabian, he was talking in the last question. So, kind of points that they've been working on with all the scouters and the staff.
No, I mean, Napoli, I guess, are a team that are characterized by being very efficient on the counter-attack, a fast team as well. However, judging from the stats, they are a team that also enjoy a certain percentage of the possession. Can we expect a team that will visit the Camp Nou to try to compete with Barca in the possession, or will they be happy to say, look, you guys have the ball, we'll sit back and try to hit you on the counter?
I reckon they will. They've got talented midfielders in the like, of course, of Fabian. By the way, Battle of Los Palacios tomorrow, a very small little town in Andalusia. There's Xavi, who's come from there, and obviously Fabian as well. So they've got very talented midfielders. There was mention of Zielinski as well. I reckon Napoli will come to Camp Nou wanting to take the ball away from Barca.
Yes, I think they will try to press high and try to recover quickly the ball, and then if they cannot recover the ball quickly, then make this a step back and defending themselves. But it's true that Napoli probably with Rome are the two teams from Italy, from the top part of Italy, that they try to play a little bit more football than, for example, a typical traditional Italian side. And it's true that this is changing, I think, also in recent years, and this is not like at the beginning of the 21st century or even in the 20th century that the Italian teams were always defending. This, I think, is changing in the recent years.
They are somewhat called a team that could fit, perhaps, in the Spanish top flight in La Liga Santander, based on their style of play. Another interesting question I thought posed to Pedri was about how excited he is to play this competition. Of course, to remind our viewers, this is Barca's debut in the Europa League, coming from the Champions League, and he was asked about this excitement. I mean, I think an interesting parallel can be made here, Robert, between the team that last played this competition nearly 20 years ago, when Frank Rijkaard was the coach, and Ronaldinho and Xavi was playing. Ronaldinho was a star player, but it was also a very young group of players that were on the cusp of something enormous.
That was also the first season of Joan Laporta presidency.
Exactly.
And if what follows now is what followed then, we'll be happy to take this season in the Europa League. Yeah, I think ultimately this is the beginning of the race for a title. Titles are always exciting. Pedri said Barca are always going to be favourites in the competition because of the name, because of it's FC Barcelona, and we just need to be excited about this. It's a tough opponent tomorrow. A game at Camp Nou, which is a rare thing at the moment. We played 2 games at Camp Nou since the 18th of December, one against Elche, one against Atletico de Madrid. So I'm sure there'll be a great atmosphere at the stadium tomorrow.
And the real possibility, I think, to win the Europa League, and that you are one of the favourites, and taking into account that we are talking about a really young group of football players, it will be great, I think, to grow, and it will help them a lot to grow in this Europa League before probably and hopefully next year play the final rounds of the Champions League. I think it can be a great test, and of course if you are able to win a title, the confidence how can help all this group of young players, it will be amazing.
And I think what Bruno was mentioning, and even Pedri mentioned it, that we're a young group of players who are trying to do their best. I think that's something that is getting the fans very excited. The results aren't necessarily being the best this season. We can all admit that. But if I wasn't here, I would want to go to Camp Nou to watch Gavi live, to watch Nico live, Ansu Fati when he's fit, to watch Pedri as well, to watch our young defenders. All of these young players is something to be very excited about for now and for the future.
And in the end, we are talking about the name or of a competition, but the reality also is that these players are going to visit the Diego Maradona Stadium in Napoli. They can have the option, if they go and make it through the next round, to go to Dortmund, to go to Porto, to go. I mean, we're talking about big places and big grounds, and once you are there, and with all this atmosphere, I don't think you are as a player. This is the Champions League called the Europa League. In the end, this is a big European game, and I don't think I think it's a great opportunity for them.
Of course, we were all disappointed when we got knocked out of the Champions League. Barca need to fight to be among the best teams in Europe. But now this is our reality.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Just bow our heads down? No,
exactly.
no, we want to go out and win it. Of course we do.
Of course, it's still the title that, let's say, is closest up for grabs given the distance that we currently still have with the teams above us in La Liga Santander. Faced Italian teams on 60 previous occasions, and to be quite frank, the numbers are, they could either be encouraging. It's a glass half full, half empty sort of scenario, right? Of the 60 previous occasions, we've won 30, drawn 18, and lost 12. However, our record at home in the 27 home games that we've played, we've won 19, drawn 5, and lost 3.
But, I mean, those are just numbers. If we go by the recent ones, I haven't actually looked at those numbers, but I can think of games against the Italian sides at the Camp Nou in recent years in which we've won. We beat Juve in the group stage in 2017-18. We beat Inter Milan in a Champions League group stage as well. We beat Napoli, of course, in those images that we were showing you before. So
you're not scared of Italian competition.
I have great memories always when we faced Italian teams. I mean, I also remember the 0-0 draw against Milano before making through the final in Paris. Of course, we won against Juve.
4-0 comeback at Camp Nou as well against AC Milan.
The 4-0 comeback. Also, we won a Champions League in 2015 against Juve. So, I mean, of course, Italy is one of the big countries in football, and always you're going to face difficult opponents and difficult rivals. But Barca, I think, are ready to face this challenge and to beat Napoli.
And let's not forget one thing as well. We're in the Europa League now. We're also in the battle in La Liga to make it into the top 4, looking for qualification for the Champions League. If we were to win the Europa League, you secure qualification for next season's Champions League. So that's another route that Barca need to explore, definitely.
Hopefully, let's see if the final of Europa League is 18th May. Hopefully, let's see if the team are already qualified for the Champions League and they do their homework in the league. But it's true, you have a double prize if you win the competition. And this, actually, in recent years, has been, in the Premier League, for example, for many teams that were not able to be in the top 4. Of course, we know the big competence that there is also in the Premier League. This has been the possibility and the way for lots of teams to qualify for the Champions League.
That's true. Another, of course, added fuel for motivation for Barca to make it as far as they possibly can in this competition, and why not win it? Guys, judging the momentum of both teams at the moment, Napoli have won 4 of their last 5 games, tying just the 1. Looking at Barca's momentum, it's a little bit up in the air, right? I mean, one day we beat the current league champions by 4 goals to 2 in the Camp Nou with an absolute stellar and quite stunning performance, and then we grind out a draw against Espanyol.
Yeah, you look at Napoli's numbers this 2022, they haven't lost yet in this natural year, 4 wins and 2 draws. Barca, of course, had the defeats in the Super Cup and the Copa del Rey, but other than that, we've been doing well, even though we've had those ups and downs, as you were mentioning, Diego, struggling against Granada, for example, struggling against Espanyol. I think Barca are showing good glimpses of good football, of quality football, but not being consistent enough. Pedri was talking about it. We're 1-0 up against Espanyol. What we need to do is learn to have the ball, just kill the game off, have our opportunities and capitalise on them.
There are lots of ways, of course, to analyze the numbers, and it's true that probably Napoli numbers are a bit better in this start of the year, but you have to take into account all the rivals that Barca have faced and Napoli. I mean, Napoli, they've got wins, but against bottom teams like Venezia, for example.
Venezia, Salernitana, The other thing is the 2 big teams that they faced so far in 2022, Juve and Napoli, both of those games ended in 1-1 draws. So against the big teams, they have suffered a little bit more, but they are doing well. It's a good season for Napoli in the Serie A after they dropped down a little bit in recent years. Right now, contending.
And they will want their revenge, of course, about what happened in the Champions League in 2020. For sure, the atmosphere there in the Diego Maradona Stadium is always a big one. So, I mean, it's important, I think, to take a good result tomorrow in the Camp Nou, because I don't think it's a good idea to go to Napoli to suffer, because you will suffer there with a good atmosphere.
Well, on that note, Bruno, why don't we head back over to Città Sportiva and listen to Pedri, who talked to the Barça TV Plus microphones.
We're next to Pedri in the preview of this Barça-Napoli game on Europa League. ¿Qué tal, Pedri? ¿Cómo estás? Buenas tardes.
How are you, Pedri? Good afternoon.
No la has disputado, pero quiero saber cómo se la toma.
You've never competed in this competition, but how's the team taking it, knowing that Barca have to play in the Europa League?
Sí, es verdad que somos conscientes que
Yeah, we're conscious that we'd rather be in the Champions League, but now we have to play in the Europa League,
la mayor ilusión posible para
and we're facing it with as much enthusiasm as possible to compete and win, pass through this knockout round and go on to win the title.
Champions como es el Nápoles, ¿crees que esta eliminatoria también os puede venir bien para ver dónde estáis?
Is this a good knockout to know where Barca are at right now?
de Champions, creo que tiene un
Yeah, this is a team that we faced in the Champions League. It's a team with a very good squad, and I think it's going to be a really good match. And I hope we get the victory.
Tantos partidos, sabiendo que además en la Liga tenéis que sí o sí ir recuperando posiciones, este partido también os puede servir para reforzar.
In such a tight calendar where in the Liga you have to keep climbing positions, is this going to be a difficult match for you? Yeah, this is a match. Match on match, we need to keep improving. It's a match that we can use to improve, but it's a good match that we need to keep winning to keep competing for titles.
Este año además se ha cambiado la norma del valor doble de los goles. ¿Lo tenéis en cuenta?
The rule has changed about the double value of goals away. Have you got that in mind?
somos el Barça, el valor gol,
I think
el valor doble de los goles, pues no nos
we're Barca.
tenemos que ir a ganar los
The double value of the goals isn't important. We're going to try and win both at home and away.
Only 24 hours before.
The words there of Pedri, and we also got a chance to hear from our head coach Xavi Hernández, who spoke to Barça TV Plus. Let's take a listen.
As always in the preview of an European game, we are with the coach of Barça, Xavi. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
I want to know what is the main goal for the team in this new competition, the Europa League. What is the plan for the team in this competition?
Well, the plan is step by step. Now we have Napoli in this round. Difficult game, difficult draw for us. So we are talking about a great team that is working really well in the Scudetto. Is very close to win the Calcio. So we are talking about great names, great coach. Special for us because of course it's not Champions League, but it's European competition, and it's special because if we can win this competition, we go directly. Qualified to Champions League, so it's an opportunity for us. We are really motivated and we want to show our real level, but we need to take care with this team because it's a great team. It's a Champions League team level, I think.
Ho acabes d'explicar en anglès, Xavi. Quina mena de partit t'imagines? El Nàpols a la fase de grups va rotar molt els seus jugadors. No sé si t'esperes que Spalletti demà sí que plantegi un partit més similar, per exemple, al que van jugar contra l'Inter el passat cap de setmana.
Sí, segur que posa tot l'equip, el millor equip possible, segur. Spalletti, bueno, estem parlant d'un gran equip, no? No hem tingut sort al sorteig, estem parlant d'un equip que està competint amb Milan i Inter per guanyar l'Scudetto, gran entrenador, experimentat, grans jugadors, és un equip de Champions, de nivell Champions, llavors complicat per nosaltres, inclús també no hem tingut sort que el segon partit és a fora de casa, però bé, estem motivats.
We're motivated, we've got the main objective as a club. We're aiming to get as far as we can in La Liga, try and win the Euro League. We know it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be extra motivation for us to win this competition.
Aquest any ha canviat la norma del valor de...
Playing at the Camp Nou, are the rules about the away goals changing?
Aquest canvi o no ho teniu present?
Is that something that's going to change your attitudes?
No n'hem parlat, demà tenim...
No, we've not spoken about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow in training ahead of the match.
Jo crec que no canvia massa.
But I don't think it will change very much.
Segon partit fora de casa, això sí que no és positiu per nosaltres, però bé, nosaltres serem valents.
Away will change things for us, but we'll try and work in attack, defense, keeping hold of the ball, imposing our style and gameplay on them. I don't think anything will particularly change.
Però creus que d'alguna manera li pot anar bé a l'equip per acabar de calibrar aquest nivell? De la Lliga ja sabem quin és el nivell, però davant d'equips com el Nàpols i com altres importants que està jugant l'Europa,
you've got
us ho plantegeu també des d'aquest punt de vista?
to face these important teams with this high level on the European stage? Do you think Barca can do that? I think for us it's an opportunity to keep improving, There are a lot of areas in our game that we need to improve, and so it's an opportunity for us to demonstrate it's not the same as the Champions, but it's the Europa League, but Napoli are a Champions League opposition. And so it's an opportunity for us to keep growing and to keep achieving expectations.
The reflections there of our head coach Xavi Hernández, expecting a very tough tie indeed against a Champions League caliber team, and seeing this as a great opportunity to improve and continue to enhance the team's performances against top competition. As I am speaking, Xavi Hernández has already taken this seat over in the press room, so why don't we listen to this press conference between our coach Xavi Hernández, or I'm being told not fully entirely yet. So when he does, then we will head on over to the press room. Guys, any feedback on this press conference?
Yeah, no, the words of Xavi there to our colleague Marc Brau, obviously always staying loyal to his style. Barca's style is unnegotiable, Xavi says. Barca are going to go out and try to dominate the ball, create chances. There was mention, of course, of this being the first time that Barca are in a tie in which the away goal rule has been taken away.
Yeah.
So that will be interesting to see how teams address it, especially in the game in Italy. I think Xavi said he hadn't mentioned it yet to the players. Obviously, in the game against Italy, not against Italy, against Napoli in Italy, that will of course be an issue.
Yes, I like that in the end Marc has asked to both Pedri and Xavi about this rule, because in the press conference of Pedri, no one asked him. And honestly, I think it's going to be really interesting. Yesterday in Champions League games, we saw, for example, clearly the strategies of some of these teams in the game. Let's see, because Xavi is there now.
That's right, Bruno. Xavi has already taken the seat, so let's head on over and listen from our head coach.
Welcome to the press conference of Football Club Barcelona coach Xavi Hernández. We'll begin with Mai from Barça TV.
Xavi, bona tarda. Hola. Demà comença una lluita per un títol europeu que mai hem aconseguit.
Tomorrow we'll begin the fight for a title that Barca have never won. What will you say to the fans that will be there tomorrow at the Camp Nou? So the message is clear. It's an opportunity for us. We've had this situation in the club with our main objective is that next year we get into the Champions League. We're in the Europa League. We've got 2 days. There, and La Liga, we're in the top 4. We know it's going to be an important competition, a difficult competition. We've got some important oppositions ahead of us, and they're all working hard and putting their work in. So we'll need the fans. We need the fans like we had against Atletico Madrid at home. And we hope that we'll get through this knockout round. We've got Napoli ahead of us, who are Champions League opposition. It's a knockout. It's not the Champions League, it's the Europa League, and we need to compete. Our objective is to get there at the highest level possible and compete in the Europa League as well.
Què tal, Xavi? A la teva esquerra, Ramon Salmorri de Catalunya Ràdio. No sé si, en aquest sentit, una mica a partir del que comentaves, si t'ha costat gestionar l'estat emocional de la...
Has it been difficult to manage the emotional state of the team to compete in the Europa League, not the Champions League?
T'ajuda a...
Does going up against Napoli help the team and help the competition?
Sí, no ens enganyem, ens agradaria estar a la Champions i ahir quan veus els partits i...
Yeah.
És lògic.
We're going to try and... Getting knocked out of that competition was not good for us. We were upset about it, but we're in the Europa League now. This is an opportunity for us to keep growing, keep competing. Our objective is to go out and win it, and we can qualify directly for the Champions League. The players are very motivated, and especially against this opposition, which could be a knockout for the Champions League. And if I don't remember wrong, last year, 2 years ago, Barca faced Napoli in the Champions League. They're a difficult opposition, a Champions League opposition, but we're very motivated.
Hola, Xavi, Marta, Ramon de RAC1. Et volia preguntar per Eric Garcia.
Eric Garcia.
Va haver d'entrar precipitadament per la lesió d'Araujo.
It looks like he'll be in the starting 11 because of the injury to Araujo.
Hi ha hagut molt soroll mediàtic al voltant de la seva errada. Com el veus mental i...
How do you see his mental and physical state to play tomorrow if Araujo isn't able to play? Eric is a centre-back, for me, at very high level. He knows he made a mistake. These one-off happened. It cost us a goal.
La pena va ser que es lesionés quan estava en el
The
més alt, no?
disappointment is when people get injured and they can't go out as physical into the game, and we need to help him recover that element as well as his confidence.
Anem justos de centrals.
Because we're a bit tight for centre-backs right now, and he's an important player for me in our way of playing, our strategy.
Que busquen el quadrat per jugar amb
We find space, we look to play forward to the midfielders. He's also returning from injury.
Són situacions del joc que...
These are situations in the game that we have to adapt to.
Ha de tornar a estar en el nivell que estava, perquè abans de la lesió
He needs to return to the level that he was at, because he was at a very high level before the injury, and we need to get him back there.
Adrià Albets, en directe pel Què t'hi jugues de Ser Catalunya. Aquesta setmana ha fet 100 dies que vas arribar a la banqueta del Barça. No sé quin va...
This week has marked 100 days since you arrived at Barca as a coach. What have been your most notable moments? And you see it more difficult from inside than you thought it would be from outside. Yeah, it feels like 100 years, that's true.
Hem passat situacions que, clar, són
We've been through unexpected situations.
De lesions, de Covid...
Injuries, COVID.
Situacions de mercat d'hivern...
And the winter market.
S'han gestionat,
yeah.
intentant ajudar el club.
We've gone through them. We're trying to work with the club, with the players. It's true that I'm very much a culé, and I want to see Barca get back to that level it deserves to be. But there's work to do, and it's evident. But we're enjoying these moments as well, and we need to keep moving forward. The club needs to keep moving forward. We've got the global history, also the economic challenges. We're they make you grow as a person, and we'll keep trying to grow, keep trying to improve. I think the game has improved in various aspects in the last 100 days. We're pressing higher, we're dominating the matches. We've areas still to improve, but we're there competing, and that's. And where we're competing mostly is in La Liga. One match in the Champions League and the Europa League. There are various things that can happen, extra time, penalties, things that can happen that are unfair. La Liga is more consistent, and it tells you if you're on the right path. And we can see there we are improving. And the feeling as well during the matches, I think we're on the right path. And those are things that we've seen in La Liga with the regularity of those matches, and that's where we're growing. And that's clear. We know that we have to be positive. We know that there's work to do, but we're not at the top yet, but we're growing.
Por vuestra historia, por la historia del club,
for your history, for the history with the club, with Barca as well, do you accept the favoritism that Barca are seeing in this competition? Or are you going to try and put more effort into La Liga? No, we're going out for both. That's clear. I wouldn't say we're favourites. At the end of the day, this is an open elimination. We've got Napoli, who are a strong opposition. They're doing very well in the Italian league. So we've got a very complicated opposition. We're going to have this away match. It's one of the most difficult oppositions we could have had in this competition. They were the last ones to win the competition. We've not been in this competition. So they've got much more experience than us in this competition and this kind of opposition. No, I wouldn't say that we're favourites. I'd say we're competitors. We're good competitors to win, but we're still in this knockout round.
Hola, Xavi. Buen día. Elena Condis de la cadena COPE. Decías hace unos instantes que ayer te dio rabia desde el sofá de tu casa, los de Champions League.
Upset watching the Champions League match from your sofa. Do you think Mbappé is the best player in the world right now? Well, it's not up to me to talk about Mbappé. Let's talk about the others. What other names have you got? Come on, Pedri. Ferran. What do you think about Pedri?
Hombre, yo le veo muy bien. Aparte el otro día marcó.
So she said she thinks he's really good. The other day he scored in the first 2 minutes of the match. She says, well, there we go. We're on the right path. We're improving. We're improving my players. Mbappé is a very good player. What more do you want me to say? Messi, Neymar, Paris is a great team, Madrid are a great team, but we're not in that competition, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we're not there. It shows courage. I'm very competitive. I want to win. Yeah, it's frustrating that we're knocked out of the Champions League, and so we need to come back from that. We need to see the level we're at. That shows the level we're at. We know we shouldn't be there. Now we're on the path. Don't ask me again about Mbappé.
Hola, Xavi, ¿qué tal? Alejandro Segura en directo para Radio Marca. Tenéis una especie de tourmalet este mes de febrero. Habéis jugado contra Atlético, Español. Ahora os vienen las dos eliminatorias.
So you played this month against Atlético, Español. Now you've got these 2 knockouts. And then Athletic Club.
Con tu once de gala, con los mismos que Atlético y Español. Gracias.
Are you thinking about changing things for the Europa League? Well, he says, I've not got a top 11. He says the whole team are very important. There's no top starting lineup. They all are valued for Barca, and they're showing that. I think everyone's had minutes, if not everyone, nearly everyone. People are getting opportunities. Barca, playing in Barca, is an opportunity. Those that have to play tomorrow or that played on Sunday, it's true that so many matches, one after the other, we've not got a fixed starting 11.
Tú siempre has dicho que tu equipo puede ganar a cualquiera.
You've always said your team can beat any other team. Seeing those teams yesterday, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, the signings they've made, do you think that Barca could compete at that level?
No lo sé, es una hipótesis.
I don't know, that's a theory, right? We'd like to go back to competing at the Champions League level. It's not the reality. The reality is that we're in the Europa League against a complicated opposition, which is Napoli, and we need to focus on Europa League against this strong opposition, and this opposition that can play well at this competition. We keep growing, but I don't want to talk about theories. We had the opportunity to compete in the Champions League. We didn't do our homework, and now we're in the Europa League.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Xavi Hernández, Fox Sports. Quería preguntarte por la ausencia de Chucky Lozano en el Napoli.
So she's asking about the absence of Chucky Lozano in Napoli. Do you think that would be important for you facing them tomorrow? So it's going to be a very difficult, complicated match tomorrow. Seeing the opposition, evaluating them. Politano, Lozano being out, they can make the difference. Lozano can make the difference on the wing. So that's a player that's missing, will be important for Napoli. I think he's a very good player.
Hola Xavi, buen día. David Ibáñez de Mediaset. Decías que ayer te dio rabia verlo, pero como amante al fútbol, del fútbol total y de ataque...
As a lover of football, did you enjoy the match? Yesterday with Paris Saint-Germain, Leo had 20 opportunities on goal. As a spectator, did you enjoy that attacking play?
Pero yo no estoy para analizar yo a los otros.
I'm not here to analyse others.
¿Sí?
This is something clear with Paris. Remember, we're not here to analyse them today. Today we're analysing Napoli.
Hola Xavi, buena tarde. Alex Pintanel de Gol. Yo te quería preguntar por Adama, por el rendimiento de Adama en estos 2 partidos desde que ha jugado y si tienes la sensación, o por lo menos lo parece desde fuera, que Adama le ha ganado la partida a Dembélé. Gracias.
I wanted to ask you about Aubameyang and Dembélé and who you see. Yeah, all the players compete to play. Adama's giving us a lot. He's a mature player. He's able to turn well. He takes really good decisions.
Que es poco, pero nos puede dar mucho. Yo creo que desequilibra, atrae a muchos futbolistas y es el momento de sacar el balón al otro lado.
Players off their mark, getting the ball up the other wing,
individuales y específicos, lo está entendiendo.
Taking on one-on-ones. He understands it well. He's able to make the difference. He's very strong one-on-one, losing his mark.
te puede reventar partidos.
He can make the difference in the matches. He's very capable. He's given a lot to the team, and I'm very happy for him. He's a professional, he's a great guy, and he's going to make a difference this season, I'm sure.
Laura Brugués, de TV3, en directe per l'Esport Club d'Esport 3. Volia preguntar, l'altre dia en Luc de Jong va fer el gol de l'empat in extremis en el derbi.
Luc de Jong scored the drawing goal the other day in the dying moments of the match.
Està tenint i pot tenir més protagonisme del que a priori podia esperar?
Is he getting a bit more opportunity than you thought he would?
En principi sí, però després veient com entrena i veient
In principle, yes.
el professionalisme que té,
The professionalism, the way he trains, the dedication, the attitude, the always being ready.
és un professional.
He's a professional,
Després quan surt al camp no.
a serious professional, and then he goes out on the pitch.
Depèn de com entrenes, competiràs
Lives up to it, but
entrena, que és una meravella. Llavors,
and that comes from the training. Depending on how you train, better or worse, you go out and play better or worse. He shows that, and he scored that goal that got us the draw. Perfect.
moure's bé, és capaç de descarregar pilotes, tocar de cara.
Able to get into the area, do well, able to escape with the ball. I'm sure he's ready. I've got no doubt.
Hola, Xavi. Edu Polo, Mundo Deportivo. Volia preguntar per dos noms concrets. Un és l'Eric, ja has parlat abans, l'altre Busquets.
He's going to ask about Eric and Busquets. For you and for Enrique, they're
No sé com entens aquesta
valuable players, but they've got a lot of criticism off the pitch. How do you see this?
Un equip com el Barça està tot criticat, està jutjat.
A team like Barca is always criticised, always judged. It's normal that they receive criticism, and they have to accept that criticism helps you improve. It helped me improve as a footballer.
Han de millorar envers a la crítica.
So they need to improve beyond the criticism.
Crítica i més sent futbolista del Barça.
Criticism will always happen, especially as a Barca player. They've got the performance, they're in shape. But players like Eric and Bussy, for me, are very important to this game.
Hola Xavi, Josep Soldado para La Sexta y Antena 3. Uno de los tuyos, un buen amigo que seguro estará agradecido que le eches una mano, es Leo Messi.
A good friend of yours, I'm sure he's grateful for the hand that you lent him, is Leo Messi. What do you think about how he played yesterday? He says, yeah, but we're still talking about Paris. Talking about Messi, it's normal that there's criticism. People always think about the penalty, it's normal there's going to be criticism. That's it. I wish him all the best as a friend of his. And from everything he did for Barca, he's the greatest player of all time. For me, there's no doubt. He's always going to get criticism. That's normal.
Filippo.
Hola Xavi, aquí Filippo Ricci, Gazzetta dello Sport. Estaba diciendo, analizamos el Napoli. Bueno, vamos allá. ¿Qué te gusta y qué te preocupa del Napoli?
What do you like and what are you worried about Napoli?
Napoli es un equipo
compacto, a very compact team with a very experienced coach. They work very well with the distribution of the ball. Their high pressure is also very good. It's a team that are very used to dominating the ball, and they're going to complicate things for us. Later, they also defend really well in their defensive block. They're very strong on the wing. They've got the double pivot inside. Fabian's very strong. Fielinski's a surprise. He's a very good player. Players like Insigne. The players are very high level. We're talking about a Champions League level team. So we could see this knockout in the big competition, which is the Champions League. They're a great team. They've not had the look in the draw, but analysing them, we've seen they've got a lot of potential and they're a very good team.
Hola Xavi, bona tarda. Marcelo Becle per TNT Sport de Brasil. Voldria preguntar-te sobre Dembélé.
Just came about Dembélé.
De Madrid, quan surt a escalfar abans del partit hi ha alguns xulets i quan surt el seu nom a la megafonia també.
When Dembélé went to warm up, took some shots.
Pot ser una bona estratègia que juga alguns partits.
Did you consider giving him some minutes?
Entre cometes, a la ficció del Camp Nou fora per guanyar també la confiança.
The idea of getting him to go out ahead of the match?
Jugar a casa o fora dependrà del que veig a l'entreno, de com estan també.
No, it depends on whether they go out or not. It depends on how they're training, how they're in their position, what the competition is for that position.
Va fer 20 minuts molt bons.
And he helped very well in the match against Espanyol. Some good minutes. He went out and played well. He played with conviction on the wing, gave us some depth, arrives high and crosses well. That's what we want. He's helped us a lot, and he will help us a lot until the end of the season. He's one more of the team, one more player, and we'll call on him when we need him.
Raffaele. Bon dia, mister Raffaele Diverso, Tutto Sport. La exigència que es necessita per guanyar títols.
The demand to win titles.
Tots han de remar a la mateixa direcció, des de la grada, als tècnics, als jugadors.
It is something that everyone has to work towards in the same direction, whether it's from the fans, the team, the coach, the board.
Els mitjans de comunicació d'aquí sobre el que és la Europa League.
Can you talk about how the fans and the press are talking about the Europa League? How do you demand the maximum from both yourself and your players in the face of these attitudes?
Al final, és que crec que he començat la roda de premsa així. Per nosaltres és una
Well, at the end of the day, I started the press conference like this. I said, for us, it's another opportunity to be champions of the Europa League and to qualify for the Champions League. If you win this competition, you qualify directly for the Champions League, and so that's extra motivation for us. In one way or the other, we will demonstrate a level in Europe to compete, but it won't be something easy. I'm not saying that Europa League is something in the third division. It's a great competition, evidently, one of the best. It's not the best, but it's a great competition. It's the Europa League. The last champions have been oppositions that are very good. Villarreal, Sevilla, these are great oppositions. Napoli tomorrow, it's a great opposition. It's an opportunity that's really good for us to keep competing, keep growing. And it's a great opportunity, if we win this competition, to get into the Champions League. So we're very motivated.
Costat de Marcelo. Aquí. No, costat. Aquí, sí.
Hola, Xavi. Ángel Álvarez de Culemanía. ¿Cómo valoras el rendimiento de Ferran Torres en los partidos que ha estado con el Barça?
What do you think about the performance of Ferran Torres in recent matches for Barca? Not just the goal line, but his movements, the way he's working. Very good. I'm very happy with Ferran, what he's giving us, the intensity that he puts with and without the ball. He's playing very well as a 9, moving out, moving forward, moving into channels, whether he scores or not. Doesn't matter too much. He's giving us a lot. He finds it difficult out on the wing playing one-on-one, but he's a player that's got a lot of ability. He's very capable, I like him a lot, whether it's a 9 or whether it's a wing. He's a great signing, very professional, and he's going to help us a lot without doubt. I'm very happy with him.
Buenos días, mister. Andrea De Pauli, Corriere dello Sport. Quería preguntarle si se recuerda dónde estaba usted la noche del 5 de abril del 2001.
So he's asking about where Xavi was on the night of the 5th of April 2001. He says, I have no idea. I was watching football.
Una vez que el Barcelona jugó un partido de la antigua Copa de la UEFA.
He says, if I don't remember wrong, it was the last UEFA Cup Barca played against Liverpool. It's 2004 maybe. Says you came on in place of Luis Enrique against Liverpool. So I remember it was very difficult. We didn't win. It's a title that Barca don't have in their history. We've not got it. That's another motivation for us. And if I don't remember badly, Liverpool knocked us out. And Celtic in the semi-finals, if I don't remember wrong. And that was Ronaldinho's Barca, 2004, right? Kluivert, Ronaldinho, Luis Enrique. I was in that team, and we didn't get to the final. So this is another opportunity for us. It's another European competition.
Yo estoy muy motivado, los jugadores.
I'm very motivated, the players as well.
Entiendo, ¿no? Que se quiera jugar la Champions, ya he dicho.
I understand that we want to play in the Champions.
Me da mucha rabia, pero esto nos tiene que hacer.
Upsetting to hear the Champions League music and not be there, but we're strong enough as a club to keep working and try and get there and get to that level.
Buenas tardes, Xavi. Gemma Soler, ESPN. Dices que estáis motivados para el...
You say that you're motivated for tomorrow's match.
Porque veníais de una victoria
How are the team?
frente al Atlético de Madrid.
Because you had that great victory against Atletico Madrid, then I don't know if it's a step back for the draw against Espanyol. How do you see the team? Yeah, it's a shame because watching the match, I say it again, the derby was a match to win. We played a really good match. Not excellent, but we played a good match. And we need to be self-critical because they were our errors. Almost individual errors, group errors. A lot of things to improve. We didn't play a bad match. The result was bad because we lost 2 points. So there's that feeling, and then seeing the match, I think we were the better team. And we should have won. When we dominated so much, we have to draw those matches to a conclusion, and, well, we have to keep fighting.
Jordi Quixana del diario El País, desde que se cerró el mercado de invierno tienes 3 delanteros nuevos.
Since the winter market closed, you've got 3 new forwards. Have you got any others in your head? Is this a good headache to have? Says, yeah, this is very positive for me as a coach to be able to choose, and they can compete as well to try and earn the position. It's very good. We've got a whole handful of opportunities and options in attack. It's a great thing for the group. It's a great thing for me, for everyone. Yeah, it's very good.
Carlos Ruiz Pérez. Aquí el mig, Dani.
Xavi, aquí, Carles Ruiz Pérez, del diari La Vanguardia. Jo volia preguntar-te pel mig del camp, els 3 últims partits...
I want to ask you about midfield.
La mateixa...
In the last 2 matches, you played the same combination, Busquets, Frenkie and Pedri.
Has dit abans que és impossible jugar...
You said before, it's impossible
amb 11 jugadors només.
to play the same players time and time again. Do you think this is an opportunity to change someone like Busquets, who's played 30, 31, 32 matches this season? Yeah, we were looking at Sunday, every 3-4 days. It's difficult for a player to play 90 minutes on 90 minutes on 90 minutes, plus extra time. We've got a very demanding calendar. Yeah, we'll make changes, we'll rotate players. We'll do it as we can, but we'll try and play with the best 11 possible and be competitive.
Hola, bon dia, Xavi. Jordi Blanco, de ESPN Deportes. Veient les estadístiques dels 2 equips, dels Nàpols i del...
Looking at the stats for both teams, Napoli and Barça.
El moment que el Nàpols està competint per l'Scudetto, entenc que pugui haver una preocupació especial per la falta de gol que segueix tenint el Barça, només va marcar 2 gols a la fase de grups de la Champions, i lo potent que és el Nàpols al darrere.
Is there a worry that Barca are not scoring the goals that they should be and Napoli are able to? Yeah. Yeah, Napoli will have their worries about us as well. It's a European competition, it's a demanding opposition, it's a Champions League level opposition. We'll do our try and show the best version of ourselves, show that we're capable of competing in Europa. Yes, Napoli are worrying to us because they're a great team, they do a lot of things well with some great players, but we've also got a good team and we'll go out and try and compete both here and away.
Hola, mister. ¿Qué tal? Mirko Kaleme del diario AS. Ha dicho que el Nápoles es un equipo que le gusta también tener la pelota, pero sabe jugar también al contragolpe.
You said that Napoli like to have the ball, but they also know how to play the counter-attack.
¿Qué supondría su baja para el Nápoles? Y entre los nombres propios del Nápoles ha nombrado Fabián. ¿Qué peligros representa?
What danger do you think Fabián makes in midfield for Napoli.
Sería una baja sin duda importante para ellos, ¿no? Son capaces de ir a bloque bajo, ya he dicho, y luego salir a la contra con Insigne, con el
a team that are able to move the ball out from the back to Insigne, Amas, but they're able to
variantes en el juego y es un equipo importante.
make changes in the game, and I think Fabian is a very good footballer.
Para jugar entre líneas.
He's able to play, move between channels, play as the pivot. Physically, he's very strong, and the shot outside of the area, he's a great player.
Bon dia, Xavi. Adrià Fernández del diari Esport. Aquí. M'agradaria saber com estàs veient l'adaptació d'Aubameyang al grup.
How's Aubameyang adapting to the group? How did you see him play against Atletico and Espanyol? And do you think he's ready for the demands of a starting 11? Yeah, he's good. He trains really well. I think he needs to train a bit harder to be part of the group, but he's 100%. He'll play. I have no doubt about it. He's a player that's able to make differences. He works well in spaces. He enters into the area. He's putting performances in recent years that are really good. He'll play. He's a good player. I'm very happy with him right now. He's professional, very positive in the group. Very happy with him.
Aquí, sí, aquí. ¿No? Pues aquí darrere. Son las dos últimas.
Hola, mister. Antonio Mosquera, fanpage. Le quería preguntar, hace ya 2 meses que esta eliminatoria, ¿no?, está en el calendario.
2 months ago,
¿algún partido en especial del Napoli? ¿Y por qué?
This match was in the calendar. Have you seen any matches that Napoli have played? He says, yeah, we seen them play against Juve and Inter. They're able to dominate the match. They play really well together. The pivots. Fabian Anguissa, the player on the inside. They play very well. On the wings are very offensive. Mario Ruiz, Lorenzo. They're very good centre-backs. And they're able to go behind and come out on top. They're a difficult opposition. They're a very important opposition. And that's why I say that they're going to be firing on all cylinders.
Bon dia, Xavi. Laura Magrià para Televisión Española. ¿A ti te da rabia no jugar la Champions y supongo que a Dani Alves le da rabia no poder disputar?
You'll be upset not to be able to play the Champions League. I guess that Dani Alves will be upset not to be able to play the Europa League. What did Barca lose on the pitch and in the dressing room with missing Dani Alves? No, he says Dani Alves will be in the dressing room and he's going to help. I'm sure of it. And I said, in the moment, it's not fair. It's not fair to Dani. But it'd also be unfair to one of the new ones. We decided more about the position rather than his performance. Dani's performance is excellent. We'll miss him. But at the end of the day, it's a decision that had to be made. And it's a shame. If it weren't for the sending off in the last 2 matches of the league, maybe it would be a different situation, but it's a shame.
You have to appreciate the straightforwardness of our coach there. No time for BS, no time for beating around the bush, but answering the questions directly. Ask me about my team and our opponent and nothing else.
Exactly.
And of course, that's what we want from him.
And always encouraging to listen to the analysis and the words of our head coach there, talking about this being an opportunity against those who don't feel as motivated. He says the team are very highly motivated for this opportunity to win a title, to guarantee a spot into next season's Champions League. Of course, he says not being in the Champions League encourages him because he wants to get back to that top level. He was talking about watching games yesterday. I can kind of guess which one he was probably watching.
Right, you would never say it.
Exactly. And it was funny to hear him talk about his first 100 days as a Barca